Hi everyone, it's Leilani. Welcome back to my channel. So today, friends, it is time for another Journal with Me video, and we are going to catch up on a lot of pages in my Hobonichi. So I have been totally awful for the month of June, and as you can see, I have barely scratched the surface of getting these pages done. So the last pages that I worked on, I believe, were in the last Journal with Me video. So it was like the 1st through the 4th of this month, but you can see that I have a ton of pages left to do. So what I have been doing, like off camera, I have little sticky notes, as I've mentioned, like in just about every video, and I'll jot down a few things about each day or one big thing about each day so that I can roughly know what it is that I want to talk about. Especially whenever the days start piling up, that just makes it a little bit easier on me because I don't always have photos from every day or anything like that. So throughout this video, we're going to work on several of these pages, but I do kind of skip around a little bit as we go. So just kind of follow along with me here as we play catch up and get a lot of these pages done. I think we do like at least 10 pages today. So I do have a few more to work on off camera, which I am totally hoping that I will do throughout this week before my next journal video. So fingers crossed I get that done. But for now, we are going to get a big chunk done, which feels amazing. So as you can see, for these two here, we're working on the 5th and the 6th. So as always, I'm grabbing out all of those same products that I use for just about every video. I have my caboodle here off camera where I keep my mild liner markers, a bunch of my stash of older washi tape, some of my Bando sticker books, along with some of my washi sticker books from Amazon. And then, of course, there will be random bits and pieces from my stash, like this big wiener dog sticker there, which I think is from the sticker shop Turtle Soup. I also have some of those paperclip stickers that I got from Amazon. And of course, I print off my photos using sticker paper. So all the things that I can link are below. So hopefully that will help if you're looking for anything. So I'm starting off with day number 6 here because this was the day that my mom and I went over to visit my bestie, Casey, and my mom got to meet sweet little Mickey for the first time. So I met Mickey one other time previous to this whenever she was only 9 days old. And at this point, she was only a month old. So she was still so tiny. And my mom was really excited to get to hold a little tiny baby. So it was just really nice to get to see Casey. We caught up. She moved into a new house around Christmas time. So she hasn't been there that long. And my mom hadn't seen the house. So it was really nice. We got to take her on a tour. And my mom just held Mickey the entire time. Mickey definitely loved it, fell right to sleep in my mom's arms. And it was just a really nice little get together. So you can see there at the top, I have that photo of my mom and Mickey. I added a little border with my mild liners and one of those paperclip stickers. Added a title that says Mom and Mickey with a little subtitle that says So Sweet. And then I did fill up a lot of the bottom of the page with that wiener dog sticker. And that is because I loved this sticker. And also I didn't have tons to talk about on either of these spreads. So I'm always looking for things that can fill up that space and make it easier for me whenever I am trying to go back and complete some of these older spreads here, especially as they start to pile up and the days continue. With daily journaling, it is so hard sometimes because every single day is another page you have to do. And that can be really tough whenever you end up with days and days, a month, weeks and weeks to do. So I try to make it easy on myself as best I can. So here I'm trying to fill things up with larger stickers, although intentional. I want them to look good and like I'm still telling a story, but it does help to not have a ton of real estate to have to fill up. Also, as you guys know, this year I'm using an A6 Hobonichi, so it is quite small. So you can see it's just a little bit bigger than the palm of your hand. And that has personally helped me a lot with being able to catch up on all of these pages. Last year I was using the A5 and I really was intentional as best I could to not get too far behind because those pages are much bigger and I was super worried about getting too far behind and not being able to catch back up. So for the 5th, I kind of just filled in the space with little updates, but I did have a doctor's appointment. Actually, I had it on the 6th right before we went to Andy, but Casey and Andy and Mickey, the whole squad there. So before we did that, I had a doctor's appointment, but instead of trying to fit it all in on that one page, I decided to write about the doctor over there on the 5th and used one of those larger washi stickers there to fill in some of that space, and I was really happy with that. So then you can see that we'll look at those pages that I had completed off camera a little more up close later, but I skipped over day number 7, and then I had filled in like 8, 9, and 10. I think I could be wrong. That's wrong. I don't remember, but I skipped over one day, and then you'll see that I had done like, maybe days 10, 11, and 12 or something like that off camera. Those were about lasagna. So I went ahead and filled those in. And then you can see that for the 13th and the 14th, I already decorated them, but I had not filled in like all of the journaling and the titles yet. We are going to do that in this video. But like I said, I'm going to be skipping around. So at this point, we're going to focus on the 15th and the 16th. And I'm sorry if this is a little chaotic. I just threw the camera on. I was watching videos, trying to catch up on all kinds of stuff, and just wanted to work on the pages that felt inspiring to me in that moment and just whatever I could do to help me to get some of these pages done. So we're going to start with the 16th here, and that is because the 16th was the first day of mine and Will's recent trip to Chattanooga. So if you do also watch my Project Life scrapbooking videos, you will have seen a little bit about this trip, heard a little bit about it. But of course, with documenting in the Hobo, I'm able to really break the trip down into all of the individual days and talk about specific things about those days and all that kind of stuff, which I love to do for documenting as well. So here for the 16th, I added on my washi tape. I got at one of the gift shops we went to whenever we rode the incline railway in Chattanooga, they had tons of goodies in the gift shop, which is like my favorite thing. And they had all of these really great vinyl stickers. So I loaded up because I knew I wanted to have a couple of them for my Project Life. And they had bigger ones that were perfect to fit on 3x4 cards. But then they also had these smaller versions. So you may recognize this sticker and one that I'm going to use on the next page. I made sure to grab the smaller ones so that I could put them in my Hobonichi. So it was just absolutely perfect. So I added that Chattanooga sticker there to the top. Now, in actuality, this first day on the 16th, we did not actually go to Chattanooga this day. We were in a smaller town in Georgia that is a suburb of Chattanooga, but it's right outside. And we just visited with Will's family on this day. And that's where we met, as I am currently stamping the cutest doggy ever. That is Jake, and that was his aunt's dog, and he was just a little teddy bear, fluffy, adorable man, and I loved him. So I definitely snapped several pictures of Jake. He was not 2 years old yet, so he was just a ball of energy and was so fun and had us all laughing and all of that. And also Will's parents were there as well visiting, and they brought their sweet dog, Louie. So it was really fun getting to hang out with all the doggies and all of that. So on the 16th, you'll see that I did a title with my mild liners that says road trip, but I also added in a subtitle with those stamps. And again, I just love adding in the different types of fonts. So I like the larger titles that I'll write mixed with my handwriting, mixed with the stamps. I just always think that that looks really nice. Then we're kind of backtracking over here to the 15th, and I'm writing Father's Day fun, and I found a picture of this man in my washi sticker book, so I thought I'm going to pop him on for Father's Day. And so this was the day. The 16th was really Father's Day, but we were traveling that day. So I celebrated Father's Day with my dad over here on the 15th. So we kept it really low key, but I got him a card and we got him a little gift. And then me and my mom went to pick up pizza. So we had all kinds of yummy foods. And then I just went down with my doggies. Will was at work, so it was just me. But I went down with the doggies and watched a lot of TV with my parents. So if you didn't know, me and Will are neighbors with my parents. So that comes in handy all the time. And this was one of those times. So I could go down to their house and just kind of veg out and watch TV together. And it was really, really fun. On this occasion, we are watching I forget what it's called, but we love HGTV shows. So we're watching the beach building show. I cannot remember, but everybody gets a beach house and, each episode they're working on a different room. It's really fun. I think it's in like North Carolina or something. So we've been watching that. And we also finished The Ugliest Houses in America. We really love shows like that. Lately, we've been watching Zillow Gone Wild, I think, and it also has like really unusual homes. So if you're into that kind of thing, those are both really good. So you can see here, I've added on my journaling, and then I just kind of, to create a color pop and just a little bit of variation, I added a couple yellow lines there and then popped down a little bit more journaling at the bottom, just saying that I was preparing for our trip there the next day. Then moving on to the 17th and the 18th, I really wanted to get these pages done because we are still on the trip and documenting trips, just like in my other types of scrapbooking in the Hobonichi. It's just easy and fun because I typically have photos, I typically have ephemera, I have all kinds of little things that help to fill up the pages, and it just makes it really easy. I always have things to talk about. Y'all know how it is. So I definitely wanted to make sure to get the 17th and the 18th done here. So you can see that I added on my washi tape. And then for the 17th, I have another one of those smaller stickers that I grabbed from the gift shop that says Lookout Mountain, Tennessee. Also a little selfie there of me and Will when we were on Lookout Mountain. And then over here for the 18th, I did print off this photo of the cupcakes that we got from this vegan restaurant called Cashew. I printed those off a little bigger and have those cut out so they're not in the regular little rectangle photo, just for a little bit of variation there. And then I'm doing a colorful border, and I'm just popping on a selfie that I had, and I just thought that was kind of cute. And also I liked that this photo I turned black and white also for just something a little bit different. So I'm going to kind of fix up my my little border there, and I'm going to outline it, and then we'll start filling in all of the stories and whatnot from the trip. So on the 17th, this was the day that we really went to Chattanooga to hang out. So we started off early that morning, still in Georgia. We saw Will's family again, was able to say hi and bye, and tell everyone goodbye and move on to Chattanooga, which again was just, we were right outside Chattanooga, so it only took us just less than an hour to get there. We went thrifting. We found some really fun thrift stores, and that has been such a, just really a, not like a, like I've loved thrifting as long as I can remember, and Will's always gone with me, but over the past maybe like 2 years, he's really been getting into thrifting more with me. He has definite things that he is like looking for when we go thrifting and stuff now, and it's been so much fun. And we're redoing our TV room, and that's kind of like Will's hangout space. So it's just been really fun to find decor pieces and all kinds of stuff while we've been thrifting together. So it was just such a good time, and we love going when we go out of town because there's all kinds of fun treasures that you can find, and we really found so much good stuff. So it was such a fun time. So we did that in Chattanooga. We also ate lunch there before thrifting. Then we rode the incline railway. As I mentioned before, we went up to Lookout Mountain. We kind of went on a little mini hike to some viewpoints, and it was hot, but it was really fun. And we were just having a blast. Got to check out the fun gift shop, ride the incline back down, got pizza for dinner, hung out at our hotel. We stayed at a Hotel Indigo, and it was really pretty, and had a good night. And then the next day on the 18th there, you'll see that I made my stamp title heading home. So here is where we were making our way back to Mississippi. But first, we did go to a couple, we went to one thrift store in the morning, plus we ate at the Cashew restaurant I mentioned before. And then we did stop in Huntsville, Alabama, and checked out a couple thrift stores there as well. So we were just on a thrifting whole adventure throughout this weekend, which was really, really fun. So I filled out my journaling there for the 18th. I did add a 4.5-star rating for the restaurant Cashew that we went to, which I love to do. And then over here on the 17th, I'm filling in the space. But again, instead of just writing a paragraph, I decided to change it up just a little bit. So I'm numbering the 3 stories that I'm telling. So the first one is just about seeing Will's family again. The second one is all about going thrifting, eating, all the things we did in the middle of the day. And then the third is all about riding the incline railway. So super fun. And I love the way that those pages turned out. So now I decided, you know what? I'm going to go back to the 13th and the 14th and just go ahead and fill in the spaces here because I'd already added all of these stickers. So a lot of these stickers are from the washi sticker books there from Amazon, and then some washi tape. Then on camera, I did add this really cute kind of boba tea sticker and the heart with the cat on it over on the 13th there. So I added in a lot of goodies either on camera or off camera. So I thought, why not? Let's go ahead and just fill in these 2 pages because then they'll be done. So for the 14th, my title is Barnes because this was a day where I was able to go hang out at Barnes & Noble for a little hour-long bit of me time while my mom got massaged. If you have been here for any length of time this year, you'll know that that's kind of a new ritual here that we have. My mom's been getting massages for her back, and it's helped her a lot, which has been awesome. And it's right by Barnes & Noble. So I'm able to go into the Barnes, get a drink, get a book or read an existing book or do something, have a little me time, and it's been so much fun. So on that particular day, I did get my Starbucks, and I ended up grabbing the book. I'm pretty sure it was called Rebel Girl by Kathleen Hanna, and I'm really excited to read that one sometime this year. So then we're going over to the 13th, and I did have a hair appointment. Again, me and my mom went together, so we always have fun and have adventures with everything that we do. So we had a hair appointment, a much needed hair appointment this day. So just to change it up again, I'm using my stamp set there. I did have a little bit of trouble stamping, and this was completely user error, and that's because that purple ink pad that I was using there from Catherine Pooler is quite juicy. So I was trying to just very, very lightly press my stamp down so that it didn't bleed through or ghost through over on the previous day too bad. But since I was pressing down lightly, I think it was a little too light. So sometimes I didn't get a great impression there, but it ended up looking fine, I think, in the end. So then I just added a few little doodles. I'm adding a subtitle here, and then I'm just going to add on my journaling and write about a couple different things, just about the day mostly. And I think I break it down into one other little subtitle as we go. And then we'll have these 2 pages done as well. So super happy to have that completed. So one thing that I'll do every now and then, if I get like a creative bug, but it's kind of late, I'm not a big late night crafter, but every now and then I'll grab my caboodle, I'll take it to my bed. And that's why I like having everything in the caboodle so that it is portable if I want it to be. I'll take it to the bed and I will at least decorate a couple pages or a few pages like I did here. That's why these 2 were already decorated. So then whenever I come back and I fill it in, even though the decorating might be the more fun part or the easier part, for me, whenever I'm so behind, if I come to a couple pages in here and they already have those stickers and washi put down, and I can see that I just have a little bit of space to fill in with journaling and with titles and whatnot, it makes me feel like I can achieve that easier. Like it's less daunting to fill out those pages. So we knocked out the 13th and the 14th, which feels really good as well. And now we're going to do 2 more pages, but they are not like 2-page spreads. So for instance, for this one, for the 19th and the 20th, we're actually only going to work on the 20th. So you can see that my sticky note there, the 19th is blank. So I don't know what happened on the 19th. I don't have, or, it was just one of those days, right? Where not a ton ended up happening. I think I do actually go back and work on the 19th though. I'm pretty sure I do that at the end because I started to think, what did I do on the 19th? Is this something that I could fill out? Because at this point, I had nothing in my planner about the 19th. I had no photos from the 19th. I had nothing written on a sticky note. So I was like, okay, what did I do that day? So we're going to have to come back to that spread here in a little bit. And right now we're going to work on the 20th, which was whenever I went and hung out with my bestie Casey again. So this, of course, was just a couple of days ago. So I'm feeling really good at this point. We are really getting caught up and it's feeling nice. So just to change things up a little bit, I did use a thicker washi for the bottom. And as you can see, usually even if I'm only filling in one side of the 2-page spread, I'll go ahead and add the washi to both sides because again, it just helps that part of the process to already be completed. So the next time I come into the book, if I haven't filled out the 19th yet, it'll already have washi there. That's one step that I don't have to worry about. So I added 2 small photos. I printed those off smaller than normal. So usually my rectangular photos, I print off as a 1.5 by 2 inch rectangle. But for these, I just made up my own size. So I think I did like 1.2 by 1.7 or something. I wanted them to just be a little bit smaller there. And I just kind of overlapped them at the top. So that's a picture of mine and Casey's coffees that we got. And of course, a picture of sweet little Mickey. So I was able to hang out with all my girls, Casey, Andy, and Mickey. It was a lovely day. I added a bando sticker there that said fun in the sun. And then added my title with my journaling. We will go back to that page and like I said, and I'll work on the 19th. But for now, we have to make this as chaotic as possible. So we are going to bebop over here to the 21st. And the 21st is going to be the last page in sequence, in like the most current page, I guess, that I'm going to do. But we will go back and complete the 19th before the end of the video. So I feel really good because by the end of this video, I only have 3 pages to do before I'm caught up. I'm counting the 22nd as caught up because today when I did all this work, it's the 23rd. So I'm not even counting the 22nd as being behind because it's really, really, really recent. And I'm good to go on that one. So it feels super nice. So my plan is to print off a few things for those last 3 pages, maybe do a little bed hoboing again with the caboodle, something like that, and get those last 3 done, hopefully this week before I do my next Journal With Me video. And then we will be back on the ball for the rest of this month, I'm hoping. So for this one, again, added in my washi, and then I did have a photo of me and my mom. I'm kind of covering it up, but you'll see it there at the bottom. I used one of those paperclip stickers as well. And then I grabbed a really cute sticker from my bookstore when me and my mom went there this Friday here, and it says support your local bookstore, and it is also by Turtle Soup. Absolutely love that sticker. It's so cute. So I had to grab one to go in my hobo. So of course I added that up to the top. I stamped out Day with Mom as like a little subtitle, and then I have a photo of us there at the bottom. So on Friday, I think it might have been Wednesday or Thursday, I mentioned a couple of the new thrillers that were coming out. Of course, Middle of the Night by Riley Sager and the Midnight Feast, I think, by Lucy Foley. I've been hearing so much about those books. I actually already finished the Riley Sager one, but that's a story for a different day. So I was telling my mom about it, and she asked if I wanted to run to our favorite local bookstore on Friday. So I said, well, of course. So we had so much fun. We went and got our Starbucks first. We went to the bookstore. We grabbed some lunch at a little vegan spot in Memphis called Lulu's. They have some really great stuff, but they close at 1, and we don't don't usually make it out there. They are also closed on Will's days off, so it's just not a place we get to frequent very often. So that was really fun. We brought home a sandwich for Will as well, and it was just such a good day. So there I just added in all of my little bits and pieces about that day, got that story told, and now, like I said, we're going back to the 19th. Because as I was kind of thinking, I was like, okay, the 19th, that was the day we got home from our little trip on the 18th. So then it all came back to me that the 19th I would be back at home. And on that day, me and my mom, as y'all know, we hang out like every single day. So we ended up running to Target since we were kind of off of our regular weekend schedule since me and Will left over the weekend. So we ran to Target, grabbed a few items, got our coffee, hung out. So I knew that I would have a little bit to document throughout this spread. So here I'm just adding my title, added on a few stickers, all that kind of stuff. So then I'm going to start my journaling. And I'm also going to do a little subtitle at the bottom. And I kind of do a Patreon update. So with that, just really quickly. So as many of you may know, I did stop my Patreon in May, actually. And it was a really tough decision because I love my Patreon and I've met a lot of amazing people and done a lot of really fun projects and all of that. But I am trying to open it up as the archive, and the archive is now open, but Patreon does not make it easy on its users. So I'm still having to move things over, and it's just taking me a little bit of time, but I will let you know whenever I have everything done. But it is open if you want to give it a look. I think everything's working okay, but it is something that I need to work on. But I have been really thankful that I've had some extra time lately, especially with my mom recently retiring and all that kind of good stuff. It's just given us a lot of free time together, which I'm very grateful for. So here I'm going to give you a flip through of what the hobo is looking like, including these pages that I did off camera here, all about lasagna. And then you can see that I only have those 3 pages there earlier in the month to complete. And I do have things written down of what I did those days. So it should be pretty easy. It feels amazing to have all of these pages done. I hope that you enjoyed the journal with me video, and I hope that it inspires you to knock out some pages in your own journal. Of course, I will be back super soon to chat. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful rest of your week, friends. Talk to you later. Bye, y'all.